what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, race fans. Welcome to DeltaCam.com presents Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series here live from Watkins Glen. Inside the ERN booth, this is Michael Sheffield alongside Craig Burns here. Craig, we saw a great ARCA race earlier tonight. Now we have the Truck Series here. What do you expect to see out of the trucks here tonight at Watkins Glen?
Well, Sheffield, I'm expecting these guys to go out there full bore like the ARCA cars did. They did such a good job running the track. We saw a little slip up with Clinton Sneed, so I'm expecting to see him come back full of vengeance. And something that I'm looking forward to tonight is a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, we're getting ready to end practice here, going to the qualifying session. In about 2 seconds, you'll start seeing a couple trucks come out here shortly. But as you mentioned, Clinton Sneed's one of the drivers pulling double duty here tonight. I also see, looks like Brian Skidmore, Kevin Winker, and Rodney Griffin are going to be pulling double duty here tonight. So we'll have to see how things pan out as now we switched over to qualifying, Craig.
Qualifying, just getting ready to roll off. These guys are going to have 5 minutes to do 2 laps to get their fastest lap. Expect to see, like you said, Clinton Sneed up to the top. He was a rocket ship, is at 49. He's rolling off pit road right now, going up through the gearbox. You're going to watch him go through the hill. Such a crucial part of the track, Sheffield. You really want to stay off the rumble strips through the hill, and that's where the trouble spot was as he's coming now out of the S just down that back straightaway.
Yeah, and looking at practice times, Clinton Sneed, Michael Garone, and Gabriel Ellison were all within will of a tenth of each other. So it could be a very close battle here for the pole award here tonight.
Clinton Sneed gets a little loose there, getting a little heat in the tires, Sheffield. These tires are green. Your first out lap, you really want to be careful on not loop the truck. Make sure you bring that Toyota all the way around the track to get it as he's coming through a high-speed braking zone right here. It's gonna be a trouble spot all night for these drivers, as there's a sand trap on the backside, turn number 6, that you want to be well aware of all night long.
Yeah, we saw a couple drivers get a little bit of right side tires off during the ARCA Series race, and that caused some trouble for him. Here is Clinton Sneed. You're going to see him come across the line here. I haven't seen any times posted yet, but it takes a little while to get a ride in this track. As we mentioned, kind of short and qualified time here. It looks like we're going to have a field of about 11 trucks here tonight for the truck race.
Yeah, 11 trucks here tonight in the DeltaCam.com Thursday night throwdown as he's coming up through the hill. Clinton Sneed expecting to throw down a fast lap. He's making that 49 truck wheel and deal down the back straightaway.
Yeah, doing a great job here tonight. You know, the transition, as we mentioned, he's got some laps here from the ARCA Series. We'll have to see how that translates over as we're waiting for our first times. It looks like we've got about 7 or 8 trucks now out on the speedway here. We'll be flipping by once we see Clinton take his first lap, see what anybody else can post on the boards here, see how this grid is going to set for the start of this 45 lap race tonight. They will have 2 extra sets of tires in the pits, so that strategy may come into play because, as we mentioned in the ARCA race, the longer these guys run, the looser the trucks are going to get and harder to get through the corners. As Forrest Bullen has put up a 1:15.335, but right now Snead is going to top the board with a 1:14.93. I believe we saw 8.7s and 8.3s in practice, Greg.
New pole sitter for the time being, and that's Gabriel Ellison. He goes to the top of the charts with a 1:14.60 in the number 27 Toyota Tundra. So watch out for the number 27 tonight of Gabriel Ellison as he climbs the hill here at Watkins Glen. Really making the car rotate as she's coming down that high-speed back straightaway here.
Yeah, Mitch, we mentioned your top 3 right now in qualifying, the top 3 practice times we saw in practice. So no surprise there. Looks like we've had 8 trucks take times already. A couple of them are off the track. Looks like I'm showing 6 trucks on the track right now. So watching Gabriel Ellison here on his second lap.
Such a crucial part of the track here for Gabriel Ellison to get it wound down, downshift, and roll through this corner. Hit your marks. You're going to have to do it all night long, Sheffield, for 45 laps. And still have to execute a pit stop as we see the truck just get a little out of tow there, but he's coming down the front straightaway. We'll see what time Gabriel Ellison throws down.
Let's see, this time by, he's going to be a 1:14.3, so he was able to improve. Clinton Snead was able to improve to a 1:14.7, and Michael Garone is sitting third right now with a 1:14.92. We still have, looks like Forrest Bullen was still out on track. Looks like everybody's pretty much taking their times. We've got 3 trucks that looks like are not going to make a qualifying attempt here. Qualifying is winding down here.
Yeah, those trucks being Rodney Griffin, Brian Skidmore, and Brandon Zimmerman. And that's not a bad call, Sheffield, to get through turn 1. Just easy. Maybe it'll benefit you being in the back to really drive the track, keep the truck clean. So we'll see what happens here in the Delta Cam Thursday Night Throwdown.
We're going to take a quick, short commercial break. We'll be right back with your starting grid here for tonight's race at Watkins Glen.
To build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Watkins Glen for tonight's DeltaCam.com presents Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series here. 45 laps from the Glen here tonight. We're going to take a look at your starting lineup. Sitting on your pole tonight will be Gabriel Ellison and the number 27. Starting his other side will be Clinton Snead and the number 49 machine. Starting third will be Michael Garone, the number 29. Fourth will be the number 2 machine of Forrest Bullen. Starting fifth will be the number 46 of Dane Cruz.
Roll off 6th and the number 26, that's Jeremy Little. Roll off 7th and number 34, that's Wayne Lowe. Starting 8th and number 42 is Kevin Winker. Starting 9th and number 97, Rodney Griffin. Starting 10th and number 75 is Brian Skidmore. Starting shotgun on the field in the number 20, Brandon Zimmerman. And that's your grid tonight for the DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown as the pace cars rolling. These cars are getting a warm up, Sheffield. The excitement is in the air tonight here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, you can feel it, watching the guys in the ARCA series here. Great job. 30 solid laps around this track here tonight. Saw quite a few different, trucks. Just running a good, setting a pace, running well. As we mentioned, Clinton Sneed had the lead earlier in the ARCA series. Had a little trouble coming up through the S's here with about 4 to go, and that allowed Malarkey to take the win there. But as you mentioned, he's running really good in the trucks here tonight. Gonna have quite a few drivers in this field here tonight. We're gonna have to watch throughout the night as the pace truck is still making the way around here. Long way around this speedway, especially at pace speed.
Big track of Watkins Glen. They're coming down what I like to call a back straightaway as the Sneed competition cars are on the front row. You're going to have to watch Gabriel Allison, the number 27, and Clint Sneed all night long as they're going to be pretty quick as they roll through the bus stop here. Such a crucial part of the track, Sheffield. We're getting ready to go racing here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, getting ready to go racing here very, very shortly. You've got about 2 turns left, and you'll start to see the pace truck pull off here. But as you mentioned, both those Sneed competition design machines out front looking really strong. And one thing with this league, the ARCA series and the truck series, we highlighted every week is the respect amongst these drivers here, week in and week out. So no surprise just watching race after race here with the clean running, and you expect the same thing here tonight, and that's always a great thing to see in iRacing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the 46 of Dane Cruz can do. He has a job to get done as he's our points leader here for the DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown Series. As the pace car is making its way through turns 6 and 7, and that truck is getting ready to pull down pit road.
Yeah, pace truck's getting ready to pull off pit road. Gabriel Ellison will lead them to the green flag here. Tough part here is not letting them get stacked up here in turn number 1 as they're off. Clinton Sneed with a good jump, good start on the outside, but Gabriel Ellison's going to come up to cover that pole position. Coming back down, turn 1. Everybody seems to get a good start through there. Top 2, got a couple 2 wide back for about 4th or 5th here, or on further back as you see Dane Cruz there in the 46 machine. Just looking throughout the field here, there's Skidmore there, a good run for him coming back there in the ARCA series. But up front right now, Gabriel Ellison is your leader as they're getting ready to come to the bus stop for lap number 1. This is going to be a crucial point in tonight's races, getting a good entry in the bus stop and then around this carousel.
Gabriel Ellison with the lead. He did a good job getting through turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. As he's going through the carousel right now. He has Clinton Sneed in 2nd, Forrest Bolin in 3rd, Michael Garoon in 4th, Dane Cruz in 5th, as they're all single file coming down the straightaway, coming in at turn number 6.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out, these guys doing double duty tonight. Different braking points for the ARCA trucks and ARCA cars and these trucks here. As you see these guys running really well here already, pulling the double duty here. Is Gabriel Ellison will lead lap number 1 here from Watkins Glen. I expect some times to tighten up. Maybe you see a little bit of spread out in the field there. Top 3 times were 120, 135, 120, 190, 123, 05. I expect those times to pick up there as, the initial start. They were still getting up to speed. So we'll have to watch these laps as they wind down and see how things play out.
Your leader, Gabriel Ellison, coming down the back straightaway. He has Clinton Sneed still in 2nd. In Sheffield, it's the feeling out moments of the race, I like to call it. The get your tires up to temp as they roll through the bus stop there. You see Gabriel Ellison doing a good job. They're going to have to do that 45 times tonight. It's a tough test to do, but right now that 27 is making it look easy.
Yeah, 27 machine out to a good lead here. 49 of Clinton Sneed running right behind him here. That's probably, just everybody's going to have their race pace here tonight. The key thing, as we mentioned earlier, is going to be hitting those braking points here. So we're going to take a look back now. First 2 pretty close together. You got Forrest Bullen there running in 3rd. About a half second back to the 29 machine there of Michael Garoon, who was one of the top 3 times in practice here. So he may be just getting his tires, as we talked about, getting warmed up. And then running that top 5 would be Dane Cruz in that number 46 machine. He's had quite a good couple runs here in the last couple weeks here, so not surprising out of that. 6th is Jeremy Little as they run right now in that 26 machine. 7th is Wayne Lowe in the number 34. 8th will be Brandon Zimmerman in the number 20 machine. 9th will be the 75 Brian Skidmore. 10th is Rodney Griffin, the number 97 machine. And running 11th is Kevin Winker in the number 42.
Yeah, the number 42 of Kevin Winker. He had a little bit of a rough start. He got a little sideways on lap 1, turn 1, but he's doing a good job to come back. He's still with the pack there, but we go back up to your leader, Gabriel Ellison. Clinton Snead in P2, he had a little moment in turns number 6 and 7 where Gabriel Ellison is now turning into. He got a little loose, maybe a little bit of green tire, but he's doing a good job. Still staying there with Gabriel Ellison for the time being, but they're coming here to complete lap number 4 out of 45.
Yeah, and then you see a little these 3 trucks right here are pretty close together. That's Forrest Bullen in 3rd, 4th Michael Groen, and 5th Dane Cruz here. So you will see this gap's either tighten up. You know, these guys are running pretty close times here, 1:15:26, 1:15:42, and then Groen and Cruz both ran a 1:15:81 here. And as we saw earlier, you know, you saw a couple of positions change in the ARCA series, and then maybe one driver just a little slip up here and lost that position back here. So the critical thing around these road courses, you know, especially over long runs like 40 to 5 laps, is going to be as little mistakes, if none, as possible. And if you do, you just pray that it's one that you don't end up in a barrier or slide through a corner.
Yeah, I definitely want to race the track here, and what you pointed out was Clinton Snead had that little hiccup, and he's still the fastest truck on the track for the time being. He's sitting there about 1.84 seconds back as we see Gabriel Ellison. He's going through 6 and 7, doing a good job, still out front here at the DeltaCam.com Thursday night Throwdown. They're going to take lap number 5. Gabriel Ellison is your race leader.
Gabriel Ellison, your lead, as we mentioned. Clinton Snead running 2nd. 3rd is Forrest Bullen. Kind of a close group here between him, Michael Groen, and Dane Cruz. And then, you know, you go back about 11 seconds to Wayne Lowe, Brian Skidmore, and Brandon Zimmerman, all pretty much running there together. Then you got a couple packs of trucks here. You got Rodney Griffin there, and then 97. You got the 42 of Kevin Winker making a charge there at the inside on number 1, unable to get it done there. But you pretty much got about 4 groups of trucks that are all pretty much running really close together here. Gonna have to keep an eye on them, you know, as the runs go on, as we're taking a look back out front now at your leader of Gabriel Ellison, who's got about a 1 second lead. Clinton Snead coming through that carousel was really able to close that gap up. And it's something we mentioned earlier in the ARCA race. You may see some changes throughout a lap here, as some guys are better on one portion of the track and some guys are better on another. So it's always hard to determine, you know, early, you know, watching a lap run by is now, you know, as we talked about that, Gabriel Ellison's pulls it back out to a 1.15 second lead. So you're going to see those gaps shrinking and open up throughout the night, Greg.
Sheffield, there's so many areas on this track to gain time and lose it, and you can lose it in a hurry. Right now, it's about a 2.1, so Clinton Snead is hanging on, and third place Forrest Bullen, he's about 4 seconds back. So Clinton Snead really trying to keep Gabriel Ellison in his sights as they're coming to the bus stop. Maybe Clinton Snead is just waiting for a little hiccup, but he's still trying to track down Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, as you see this battle up front here, you're going to take a look back now at the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Pretty much opened up a little bit there. Forrest Bullen's able to pull just a little bit away. Him and Groen now from Dane Cruz. You'll still see Wayne Lowe and Brian Skidmore very close together, and Rodney Griffin and Kevin Winker there running really close together here. So you know, you got these different groups of battles going on throughout the race, and we just have to keep an eye, and hopefully we can catch some action going on as we're watching the times. That time by Clinton Snead with a 1:15:07 to the leaders 1:15:50. So seems like Clinton's got a little faster pace than Gabriel Ellison right now.
And Gabriel Allison knows that as their teammates right now climbing the hill, he knows he's coming, but it's the situation at hand, Sheffield. You know he's coming, but do you want to save a little bit of tire, knowing that these trucks can go a long time without a pit stop, as we're looking at maybe lap 25 to lap 30 for a pit cycle. We're only on lap 7, so that's a lot more laps to be dealt on these tires, as these cars are still making their way around here at Watkins Glen, going through the carousel with Gabriel Allison, your leader, Clinton Sneed in second, and Forrest Bolin still rounding out your podium position, P3.
Yeah, as the positions have not changed here. We're on lap number 7. We'll be coming to lap 8 after the next corner. Gabriel Ellison sitting a pretty blistering pace right now. Clinton Sneed, though, not letting him get away, as we mentioned. Still that close battles throughout the field here, with Bullen, Garone, Cruz all battling for that, 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. This track, difficult one to master for 10 laps, much less 45. 2 extra sets. Curious to see when these guys are gonna take those sets here tonight, as you see the leader climbing the S's. Right now, one of the most difficult tracks as far as being able to get that power down. You see him kind of running that asphalt strip there, trying to get a little extra traction, coming down, breaking it down into the bus stop. Use a little bit of that curbing as possible, as much as you can, but you don't want to upset the momentum of the truck there, do you, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely right. You don't want to hit the rumble strips, that's for sure. You'll upset the car quick and in a hurry. And talking about Watkins Glen, Sheffield, that's a track that every driver in a league, if they see it on the schedule, they circle it. For reason being, they either love it or they hate it. And we're seeing a lot of guys out here right now. Gabriel Allison, Clinton Sneed, they're doing a good job. Forrest Bolin, he's sitting in 3rd, doing a good job too. Dan Cruz, your points leader, he's sitting in 5th. He knows that he can't just lollygag around, so he's doing a good job in P5. But right now, Gabriel Allison, he's still out front going through turn 1. That's one of the hardest turns in iRacing Simulator. You got to get the car really low down and not money shift it. And you can't downshift too quick or you'll spin those back tires.
Yeah, that's the thing. You bring up a good point here. Too early downshifting or too much brake or too much wheel into the truck while you're downshifting or braking can really upset the truck, and that's where these guys put in these laps. And you bring up a good point as far as the schedule. You see Watkins Glen and other actual road courses on the schedules here in this series, and you nailed it. Either one of 2 reactions you're gonna get. Either it's a good oh boy or a oh boy, Watkins Glen. Either you look forward to it or you don't. So these are definitely. You bring road courses into the NASCAR series, brings a new challenge out. And as we talked about earlier, you see drivers from different types of disciplines or abilities. You've got some guys that are really good short track, some guys that are good super speedway, some guys that are good at mile and a half, and then you have some of these guys who love road courses in these NASCAR series campaign cars and trucks. And they really show it week after week, especially when they come to places like this.
Sheffield, myself, I envy a boy that can go out there and really wheel the truck around Watkins Glen. It's mesmerizing to see them out there driving it, wheeling it. There's guys out there that you just can't catch sometimes, and you want to learn, and you want to be aggressive in the braking zones, and you know what you have to do, but you just can't do it because it takes that certain amount of confidence. And Gabriel Allison is showing that right now out in front. And Clinton Sneed, don't count out Clinton Sneed yet, as he's sitting in P2. Those guys right now, they're on a mission to finish 1-2.
Yeah, they're doing a great job here in their Sneed competition design, paint schemes here. Just Gabriel Ellison is able to get now, has breached out to about a 4-second lead there. I didn't catch it, but maybe Clinton ran into a little bit of trouble there. But he's still able to maintain that 2nd position right now. 3rd is still Forrest Bullen. Still see this tight group here of 3 trucks we brought up earlier. Going through the field now. Wayne Lowe is pretty much in that medium right now. He's got clean track in front of him, and Brian Skidmore about 8 seconds back. We saw Brian in the ARCA series make a great charge, about 10 laps in, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Kevin Winker now back in the 8th position here. About 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds back. He's closing now on Skidmore here. Skidmore looks like he has a little bit of trouble there coming through turn 7, coming down the front straightaway. Jeremy Little back in 9th position. 10th is Brandon Zimmerman in the 20. And running at the field in 11th is the number 97 of Rodney Griffin.
Sheffield, the battle is really starting to heat up right now for that P3, 4, and 5 position between Forrest Bull and Michael Garoon and Dane Cruz. Right now, they're tracking each other in tow, coming through into turn number 6 and 7. They still have a little gap to work with, but right now your race leader, Gabriel Ellison, still out front in dominating fashion. And Sheffield, you're gonna have a full flashback to the ARCA series with Clinton Sneed. You can't go out there and mess up. You get one chance, Sheffield, and that's the chance you take. You just have to race the track, and right now they're all doing a good job, as we're not seeing a lot of cars go off track.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Clinton had a little bit of issue earlier. You've got to just get, to put that behind you. It's a hard thing to do. Look forward to this race. It's a new opportunity. Make the best out of it. And as he said, he's made some great runs here early in the season. Podium a lot in the season. In both series here. So he's starting his points race off good in both the ARCA and the Truck Series, and that's always great momentum moving ahead. There's quite a few drivers in here. Dane Cruz off to a great start there in the point season, as well as Gabriel Ellison. So it's still early in the season. There's still plenty of time, but it's all about making. Can't remember the word I'm looking for, but the best result you can get every week. Take advantage of every position you can gain and be consistent. That's the word I was looking for, consistency, Craig.
You have to be consistent to win a championship, and right now you have to be consistent on the track here at Watkins Glen. You can't have that hiccup. You cannot hit a rumble strip, get the car upset, because it will end in a hurry downhill quick. Right now, I'm looking back here, Sheffield, at 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're still running nose to tail, kind of. I think the 29 of Michael Garoon is really trying to set up Forrest Bowen for that P3 spot.
Yeah, he's really trying to set up, and it's gonna be a good battle here, as we talked about. These guys are still running pretty tight together. Lap times are pretty close. Your leaders are at 1:15 still 9 and a 1:15.8, and these guys are around 1:17.3s, 1:16.9, 1:16.5. You're seeing a little bit of gap in time here, but as you mentioned, Michael Groen has closed that gap back up on Forrest Bullen. Is Groen did qualify 3rd here, fell back to 4th. Maybe he's just setting his pace to knows what he wants to run here tonight, and just trying to execute.
Right now, we see the number 46. He's sitting there lurking, ready to pounce on if Michael Garoon or Forrest Bowen make a little mistake, make a hiccup. He'll be there, capture P3 or P4. But right now, Forrest Bowen doing a good job pulling off Michael Garoon for that 3rd spot as they climb the hill here at Watkins Glen, coming down the back straightaway. Sheffield, we're on lap 14 out of 45. We still have a lot of racing left and a scheduled pit stop for these guys in the DeltaCam.com Thursday night Throwdown series. It's going to be an exciting finish.
Yeah, and looking the way they're running now, things are going to heat up, and when they do come down to take that set of tires, you're going to see some changes. It looks like the truck off track in front there of your leader. I'm trying to tell who that is. I can't quite get a view there. Was that the 97 of Rodney Griffin got a little loose there as he's making his way down the pit road. Looks like he caught that sand trap you're talking about, Craig.
It's so tough and so frustrating here to catch that sand trap. The 97s bring it down pit road, and Clinton Sneed bringing the 49 machine down pit road. So early pit stop for Clinton Sneed. Maybe he has a little game plan, Sheffield, coming here, get a little undercut on our race leader, Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, he may have a little strategy here of knowing he's going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. Maybe knows what pace he wants to run on these tires. So, he's going to lose some position here, but with it being local yellows only, he doesn't have to worry about getting caught a lap down. So that's one good thing about knowing with your undercut. That's one of the greatest fears, especially in the Oval Series, is you're afraid a caution's going to come out. You're going to get trapped a lap down. As we look back out, and the leader, Gabriel Ellison, about 11-second lead now over Forrest Bullen, who's taken the second position. Dane Cruz up to third. Clinton Sneed is now coming back off of pit lane. He got 4 fresh tires and a can full of Sunoco fuel here. So I have to watch how the strategy plays out and see when Gabriel Ellison and the rest of the group come down pit road.
Sheffield, what caught my attention on that pit stop was the 49. Clinton Sneed had a little bit of right front damage, and it almost seemed like he was on pit road for a little bit longer than a normal scheduled pit stop, so maybe he was getting some optional done, but we have to keep our eye out on that number 49 Toyota Tundra, Clinton Sneed.
Yeah, it may have a little damage there that he wanted to get fixed on that 49 machine. As you mentioned, we'll keep an eye on that as he's now scored back in the 9th position here. We talked about Gabriel Ellison, your leader. As you see now, Forrest Bullen in second. Dane Cruz has closed in the gap. Looks like Michael Garone there has moved back to 4th position, which way he'd been running, but he was tightly closing on Forrest Bullen earlier. He might have had a little trouble there.
And it can happen fast and quick. There's so many turns here, 7 turns, including a bus stop. So a lot of braking zones right now. But the 46 machine right now, he's really working on Forrest Bullen for that P2 spot. As right now we're watching Gabriel Ellison. He's still out to commanding charge here with a 12-second lead, Sheffield. That's a lot here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it's a lot, and there's still a lot of racing yet to go. I mean, you're looking at 28 laps here left from Watkins Glen, which is a huge run, especially in these trucks. As we mentioned, tire temperatures are surely high. The truck's going to get a little bit more slippery. You're going to see them start sliding back, moving their braking points back just a little bit, as the laps wind on. Just trying to maintain as much as we talk about that forward momentum, getting a good run to the bottom here in the carousel. You see Gabriel Ellison using all of the track he can, getting his tires there on the outside line, getting set up, coming down to turn number 6, which can be a tricky turn here. This is the one you're talking about with the sand pit waiting for you on the exit side. So you see another truck there. Got a little loose. That is the 75 machine of Brian Skidmore. Looks like he maybe got through turn 6 a little hot. He's going to be coming down the pit road.
The Bud Light machine making his way down pit road of Brian Skidmore. He scored in the P10 spot, so he's going to get 4 fresh tires and a full take of Sunoco racing fuel and maybe assess a little damage. I didn't see him hit a wall. It's tough to tell, but that 75 machine looks pretty good coming down pit road. As Forrest Bullen still holding off Dane Cruz for the second position, as they're all trying to track down the number 27 Toyota Tundra of Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, and just while we have a second here, I just want to say Evolution Racing Network's thoughts and prayers are out to the family members of the 13 service members that paid this ultimate sacrifice this last week in Afghanistan. The sacrifice will not go unnoticed. Thoughts and prayers are with you, and thankful for all our military members, both active and veterans. Thanks for signing that blank check and putting your country first and foremost. And it's always a tough thing to do with family members, but we appreciate you every day. So we go back on track now. Gabriel Ellison still your leader here, and then number 27, setting the pace here tonight. Looking at Clinton now, Craig, he's back up to 7th. Looking at his lap times are 1:15.16, so don't think the damage did too much to his truck there, but he got it repaired.
Yeah, getting it repaired is such a big deal here. You're gonna lose a little bit of time to get the optional repair. It's a weighing game, I guess you'd say, when you come down pit road. Am I gonna take the optional? I like to put a number in the air and say, all right, I'm not gonna take it if it's under 20 seconds of optional, but if it's over 20, I might sit there and wait a little bit, because you lose crucial amount of time and track position sitting on pit road, definitely under a green flag stop. So we'll be watching Clinton Snead all night long in the number 49 Toyota Tundra, see if he can make his way back up to chase down Gabriel Ellison, who's still out to a commanding lead here tonight at the DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown.
Yeah, as we look now, we're still watching this battle on track. Closest two trucks right now, Forrest Bullen and Dane Cruz here. See that gap opening and closing is they're your second and third place runners right now. So we're going to run through the top 10 real quick. Got Gabriel Ellison here as your leader. Forrest Bullen in the number 2, running second. Third is Dane Cruz. Fourth is Michael Garone at number 29 machine. Fifth is the 34 machine of Wayne Lowe. Scored 6th right now is Clinton Snead after that pit stop up to the P6 position here. 7th is Kevin Winker, the number 42. 8th is Jeremy Little and the number 26. 9th is Brandon Zimmerman and the number 20. And right at your top 10 is Rodney Griffin there in that number 97 Hooters machine.
Rodney Griffin got a little bit of loose sideways, scraped the wall coming out 7 in front of Forrest Bullen and Dane Cruz. Good to see him back on track. That number 97, he's getting a little in the grass there, giving a little room to the number 29 Ally machine of Michael Garoon. That's what we like to call respect here in the DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown. Watkins Glen, Sheffield, 26 laps to go. A lot of racing left. Now I just clicked down 25. A lot of racing left to do as these trucks are doing a good job. And right now, my eyes are on Dane Cruz in the number 46. He was getting a little bit loose coming out of turn number 7. Maybe those tires have gotten to him, Sheffield.
Yeah, maybe those tires have gotten to him a little bit. You still see that gap remaining about the same. We've still got 25 laps to go. We're going to take a short commercial, but you won't miss a minute of the action as we're going to run a little side-by-side here, and we'll be right back on Evolution Racing Network.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Watkins Glen Speedway here with DeltaCam.com presents Thursday Night Throwdown Series, Truck Series here. The second of the doubleheader we have here tonight on Evolution Racing Network. Your leader from the green flag here has been the number 27 there of Gabriel Ellison, still out front here, commanding a lead so far. Has not elected to come down to pit road and take those pit stops yet, but as we're seeing right now, looks like Jeremy Little now is coming off pit road, Craig.
Yeah, Jeremy Little electing coming down pit road, 4 tires and a full tank of Sunoco Racing fuel. So he's going to make his way through the gearbox up the hill, that number 26. So he's sitting right now P9, trying to make up a little bit of time on Brandon Zimmerman, as Brandon Zimmerman still has to pit in P8, but still out front, Sheffield. It's going to be hard to beat Gabriel Ellison, the number 27 Toyota Tundra, as he's rolling through 6 and 7 right now. We'll see if he makes that that right-hand turn down the pit road. As he does not, he's going to complete another lap here at Watkins Glen, as it's going to be 23 to go.
At 23 to go, and I want to say a special thank you to all the sponsors here at Thursday Night Throwdown, a title sponsor here at Delta Cam. Specializing in custom camshafts, been in business since 1977. They are a second-generation veteran-owned business, as you know, near and dear to my heart. They manufacture camshaft for engine rebuilders, retail sales outlets, repair facilities. Anything you got with the camshaft need, where you're looking for a camshaft work done, you might want to look them up, as they really take pride in the ability to repair almost any camshaft out there. So you can check them out at www.deltacam.com. Also, you've got Sim Racer Hub on board here, bringing this series to you every week. They are formerly known as Dan Lisa before. Any admins out there or iRacers out there should recognize the name. That's the premier scoring for iRacing. They took over the site. Already done some upgrades. Looks great. And just checking back on the track right now. I'm gonna take a quick little break from because it looks like the 27 machine of Gabriel Ellison's coming to pit road, Craig.
Gabriel Ellison making his way down pit road after he saw Forrest Bullen in the number 2 make his way down pit road. So he's coming down, electing to not lose as much time as he would have if he stayed out there. So your race leader now goes to your points leader, Dane Cruz, in the number 46, as he still has to make a pit stop here tonight at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, as we're seeing him cycle, I'm wondering how long before Dane Cruz decides to take advantage of that. Watching the other two guys pit here with 22 to go. You want to stay out, but you don't want to stay out too long. As you're looking about maybe a second and a half difference, maybe a little bit more between new tires and older tires here. So we'll have to see how long he stays out. And Michael Garone now is up to the second. We're going to have to see how this rotates through. Gabriel Ellison pitted lap 23. It was your leader, came down the pit road. He's back out already. He's running in third position. So pit lap time there, 48.05. Forrest Bullen was a 48.80 coming through the pits here. He's going to cycle to fourth. And Clinton Sneed now running at the top 5, who elected to pit earlier on lap number 14, got some damage done, fixed and for a set of tires and some fuel here. So we'll have to see if he's good to the end. That's going to cycle him now. He's back up to the 5th position here.
Dane Cruz, Michael Garone, they're sitting 1-2 right now. If I'm a betting man, I'm gonna bet that Dane Cruz comes down pit road the next time by. He didn't elect that time by. Got a little loose coming out P7 or turn number 7, excuse me. And I think that's why he didn't come down this time. Maybe he had the car just a little bit upset as he's coming through the hill, down our back straightaway, we like to call it. But Dane Cruz, Michael Garone, they're still sitting. P1, P2 still have to come down pit road.
Yeah, there's about a 10-second gap between Garone and Gabriel Ellison, your leader, with most of the race until he elected to come into pit road now. And that gap is shrinking heavily. He's already down a good half second here in the last 2.5 corners here. So you're going to see probably about a 115, high 115, 116 for Gabriel Ellison this time by to the leader's 117.45 last time by. So we'll have to take a look at these times, see how close he's coming, see if the 46 machine will be coming down pit road this time. So Dane Cruz electing to take tires here. We'll see if Garone stays out. He is going to stay out now. So that's going to cycle Garone to the lead, Gabriel Ellison to second, and Bullen to third.
Garone gets his lap led here at Watkins Glen as Dane Cruz comes down pit road. Kevin Winker's down pit road. Brandon Zimmerman's on pit road. Ronnie Griffin on pit road. Pit road right now at Watkins Glen is a happening place as we're seeing Dane Cruz get 4 tires and a full tank of Sunoco Racing Fuel. So that will cycle. Actually, Michael Garoon's still out front in the number 29. When he comes down pit road, which I think has got to be this lap, Sheffield, that will cycle Gabriel Ellison to P1 with Forrest Bullen in second. And I believe Clinton Sneed's up to P3.
Yeah, and looking at times last time by, as they run right now, going by the last lap, Garone lost a couple, thousandth of a second, less than 2 seconds there. A 1:14.78 for Ellison to a 1:16.74. So he's going to be able to close that gap quickly here. So we'll have to see what Garone does this time by.
It's looking like the number 46 Dane Cruz might have got a speeding penalty. Or maybe my eyes are deceiving me because it looked like he was sitting on pit road a long time. And I said the same thing about Clinton Sneed, but I could be completely wrong as he's now coming out pit road, going up through the gearbox. Is Michael Garone still out on track?
Yeah, it looks like Cruz's pit time was about a 1:28. So he maybe had an entry pit road speeding penalty for entry there. As we look back up front with Michael Garone, who has decided to stay out so far, has a 7.8 second gap now over Gabriel Ellison, and then that's about a 11 second gap from Ellison back to Forrest Bullen. So Ellison's still setting a good time here. He will be able to catch Garone at the pace that he's setting, I would say, in about maybe 4 laps, 4.5 tops, with 19 to go here. We'll have to see what Garone does this time by.
As he's making his way into turn number 6, turn number 7, I'm thinking he's going to be coming down pit road. If not this lap, the next lap, Sheffield, as I don't think you're stretch on gas that far, but he's coming down the front straightaway for one more time. It's going to be 18 to go this time by here. The Delta Cam presents the Thursday night throwdown. A great race here from Watkins Glen from these guys. Doing a good job. As Gabriel Ellison still trying to track down. He's coming in a hurry, Sheffield, on Michael Garone.
Yeah, he's charging pretty hard here. Now down to about 7 seconds. 1:15.88 for Ellison to the leader's 1:16.91. So a second faster that time by. He's probably sitting there pacing himself. He doesn't want to burn the truck up too much. Don't want to take a chance of overdriving it. He knows he's got the speed and the fresher tires to make it out front, back to the lead here. So could be keyed it down a little bit from his first lap of a 1:14. So he's riding a 1:15.88. Forrest Bullen almost 12 seconds back with a 1:15.92. Clinton Sneed now back up to the 4th position as they run. Dane Cruz is now sitting in the 5th position, Craig.
Yeah, back in 6th in the number 34. That's where you find Wayne Lowe, the Chevy Silverado. He's doing a good job being up in the top 10. In 7th, you have Jeremy Little. He's doing a good job here at Watkins Glen. It's a tough track, Sheffield, so these guys doing a good job being on the lead lap. And then you have Brian Zimmerman. He's back there at P8. 9th, you have the number 42 of Kevin Winker. He was just down pit road. And then Rodney Griffin and Brian Skidmore round out your field here tonight at Watkins Glen with 17 laps to go. Michael Garone, he's still out on track in Sheffield. It's a hard strategy to call without a caution because you can't trap these guys a lap down. But right now, he's still your race leader.
Yeah, I'm sure he's monitoring that gap now, which is about a 5.8 second lead back to Ellison. He's got 17 laps to go here. Late stop may help him, may hurt him. We'll have to see what happens here. So many different varying strategies, possibilities here. As long as Ellison keeps it clean, mistake free here, which there's no doubt in my mind he will. It's going to be a couple laps here before he catches up because it's shrunk down to a 5 second gap now. So no matter about 3 laps, he's cut the gap in half.
Ellison doing a really good job. We saw there in turns number 6 and 7 how he can roll the car through the corners and really rotate the truck as he big braking zone into turn number 1. He's on his way to get that P1 spot as he avoids a wreck there from the 34. Wayne Lowe getting out of the way. A big moment there. That would have cost a lot of time, but crisis averted right now as we see the 26 getting out of the way of the number 2. That's the respect we see here, the DeltaCam.com Thursday night throwdown, as these guys are really doing a good job out on the track. But Michael Garone, the topic of the hour, he's still out there leading this one, Sheffield, without a pit stop.
Yeah, still out there leading, and you bring up a good point, the respect in this league. You know, these guys recognize that the leaders were coming. Just sit there and wait for them to go by instead of spin your machine around. And looked like Wayne Lowe maybe had a little trouble there getting into turn one of those difficult parts of the track there. For me, especially over a long run, it's just getting it down. As you see, Garone is coming down the pit road this time by. It'll be 15 to go this time at the line as Gabriel Ellison will retake the lead here as Garone is in pit lane. Forrest Bullen will take over the second position. So Gabriel Ellison cycles back up to the lead now. Michael Garone's on pit road. We're going to see where he comes out here in the mix. As now he cycled back to third. He still may be able to capitalize and get a top 5 out of this. Is right now, even on pit road, looks like Clinton Snead is 38 seconds back from him. So he will, looks like, come out third here. Lost 2 positions on that pit stop, but overall that might help him for the final here tonight, Craig.
The 29 LM machine coming out pit road, and now he has 9 lap fresher tires than your race leader. 7. So that might come into a factor, but he has a lot of catching up to do as your race leader still Gabriel Ellison. He's in a commanding fashion right now, leading this one. Doing a really good job in that number 27, Clinton Snead Designs Toyota Tundras. He's rolling through turn number 7, and there's going to be 14 laps to go, Sheffield. We're coming down to crunch time here at Watkins Glen.
Well, thanks everybody who's tuning in. Who you pulling for tonight? Let us know who you want to see win here tonight, Watkins Glen. We'll keep an eye on the chat here. Any drivers you're pulling for, just let us know.
Well, with the curse being out there, I'm not going to say I'm pulling for Gabriel Ellison because that wouldn't be fair after what happened earlier tonight. So I'm rooting for I'm going to root for Forrest Bullen to come back up here. Let's see if he can make a charge on Gabriel Ellison. But Gabriel Ellison's still doing a phenomenal job out front. He's definitely in the talks for winning this one, Sheffield.
Yeah, and I'd like to do a ride aboard, but I'm not going to do any more jinxing tonight. Feel like I jinxed earlier. So, as you mentioned, Forrest Bullen, Michael Garone just came out of the pits, cycled to the third position here, as you mentioned. About 7 lap fresher tires there. Clinton Snead is running in fourth. The early pit stop there. It looked like he had a little damage fixed. Still see a little bit of right front damage there on that number 49 Snead Competition Designs Toyota Tundra, but fourth place as they run right now. Very consistent driver week in and week out. Fifth, Dane Cruz, great season for him so far. Running the top 5 here tonight. We saw him up to take the lead there for a couple laps, then came in and pitted. Little extended pit stop, as you pointed out. I'm not sure if he had a little damage done that he got fixed, or maybe had a little penalty there, but able to cycle around. He's running in P5. That's your top 5 as they run now with it's going to be 13 to go right now here from Watkins Glen Speedway. The DeltaCam.com presents Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series.
And Dane Cruz is doing a good job in the number 46 in P5. He knows he has the championship lead. He knows what he has to get done. A consistent finish here in P5 would be a solid night for the crew in the number 46 Toyota Tundra team. So all he has to do is 13 more laps cleanly, and he will get the job done, Sheffield. But we go back up front to the number 27. He is just on a mission. That truck is on rails. As we're coming down to 12 laps to go here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, 12 to go here from Watkins Glen. Gabriel Ellison is your leader. Forrest Bullen running second, about 14.5 seconds back. Michael Garone now has closed the gap a little bit to Forrest Bullen. About 11-second gap. Ran a 1:15.55 to Forrest Bullen's 1:16.67, or excuse me, 1:17.06. This time we're going to take a look here at Garon's time as he goes across the line here for 12 to go, 1:15.29. So about 1.7 seconds faster. So roughly about 8 laps with the pace that he's closing. He should be able to catch the back there of that number 2 machine. Granted, you know, the tire fall off is going to come into play and how hard he's pushing that truck.
Yeah, Michael Garon in the number 27 or 29 Ally machine is on a mission, Sheffield. He's really pushing that truck, and he's doing a phenomenal job right now. He knows that he has the freshest tires out on the track. He knows that he can go out there and burn them up a little. As right now, he's really tracking down Forrest Bullen. You brought up a great point, though. Later on in the run, the tires will fall off, and the times will get extended, if you'd say. But Forrest Bullen sees that relative shrink, and maybe he's going to worry a little bit. But right now, they're all chasing the man of the hour, Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, and I mean, a P3 here at Watkins Glen is always a good finish here, and one of the toughest things to do on any course, but especially a road course, is seeing that gap, watching you close in on that gap, and not over pushing the truck. You trying to get there as quick as you can, but you've got to pace yourself. You've got to make sure you hit your braking zones. Make sure you make no mistakes getting there, because that one little slip can make you lose enough time that you will not catch that truck in front of you to give you a chance to get that next position.
Yeah, Sheffield, like you said, that one little slip, it happens so quick. They turn sideways on you real quick, and it will end your night before your eyes while you're in the cockpit seat of the Craftsman truck, or the Camping World truck. So we see Gabriel Ellison. He's going through turn number 6 and 7. He does such a good job. They're rolling the car through there. He's coming down 10 laps to go. He's watching the laps tick down, hoping that nothing happens in front of him. He doesn't have to worry about anything behind him.
Yeah, right now he's just sitting on cruise control, making sure he hits those braking points, making sure he's not giving it too much throttle. Does a good job there in turn 1, 2, utilizing every bit of the track there. Let's take a look back at Forrest Bullen running second. Great run for him tonight. Able to cycle his way back up. We watched him earlier battling that 4th through 6th position. Had 3 of those trucks. He's made his way through. So far, so good for him here as he's running in second. Looked like got a little off track there coming up through the S's, but able to maintain it there, as this is one of the toughest parts of the track, especially later in the run when the tires get a little bit more slippery. Climbing that hill, getting set up now to come in the bus stop. Use as much of that curbing as possible, but you don't want to disrupt the truck and throw it off track. Coming right neck down to the carousel here, maintaining as much speed as you can. Get that truck to the bottom. Use that outside as far wide as you can. Be able to get back in the throttle, get back in the gas, coming down, preparing yourself for turn number 6.
Going up to the gearbox, coming down into turn number 6, a big braking zone. Try not to spin those tires, and using all the track as he goes up to the rumble strips, and now on the outer side of the track into turn number 7. Forrest Bullen making it look easy out there in P number 2, and the number 2 truck, 9 laps to go, Sheffield. It's going to be a lot to catch Gabriel Ellison out front.
Yeah, the guy on the mission right now, though, is sitting back in 3rd. Michael Garon has closed that gap to 6 seconds. Looks like he's got a couple lap trucks he's going to have to deal with. Oh, and looks like they spin out there. Look like the 34 machine and the 26 machine. I couldn't tell if there was any contact there, but they were side by side going into turn 1. Fortunately, Michael Garon was basically able to get by them without lifting pretty much at all. 6.7 second gap between him now and Forrest Bullen. He ran a 1:15.62 last time by to Bullen's 1:17.15. Leader's pace still great, 1:16.83 as we take a look back at Gabriel Ellison, your leader.
Sheffield, that was a big moment in front of Michael Garon. It just looked like Jeremy Little just got on the inside and over-anticipated a braking zone. It can happen so easy here in turn number 1, one of the toughest turns in the whole circuit here that the DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown Series guys have to go through. Crisis averted, though, for Michael Garoon. He's still out there in third, but tough break for Jeremy Little. And, I think it was Wayne Lowe.
Yeah, it was Wayne Lowe in the number 34 machine. Looks like they just went in the corner side by side there. We'll have to see how they're running. Take a look back now. Let's see trying to see the 34 machine. There's the 26, the Jeremy Little, a little left side damage there. There's the 34 there of Wayne Lowe. See if there's maybe any contact there on the right side of the truck. I can't see anything as of yet. Don't really see anything evident, so looks like there was a little bit of rub there, so there might have been a little contact there going into turn one. Great job, those guys. They're able, they got it out of the way. The lead lap cars, able to get the cars back on track here and get back running.
Dane Cruz in the number 46 just had a moment in turn number one, getting a little loose on corner exit, taking out a cone. It's one of those things, Sheffield. You're coming down the closing laps. You gotta realize you have that P5 spot. You just have to race the track, control it. He did a good job, not totally damaging the cars. Right now, Dane Cruz in the number 46, still riding P5.
Yeah, still riding P5 here. Looking at the gap still between Garone there, the guy with the freshest set of tires. Now down to about a 4.6 second lead here. I'm sorry, falling back 4.6 seconds there from Forrest Bullen. It's going to be tight if he's able to close the gap here. A little bit over a second quicker last time by. But as we talk about pushing the truck harder, it's going to make the tires fall off a little bit more here. So we'll have to watch this battle for second as the laps close down. But back out front, Gabriel Ellison just setting the pace here tonight. He's had the lead pretty much all night long except for the cycle with the pit stops there. Still now he's got about a 14.6 second back, 14.6 second lead back to Forrest Bullen, who's running in second. Third is Michael Garone. Fourth is Clinton Sneed. Running fifth is Dane Cruz. Sixth is Wayne Lowe in that number 34. Seventh is Jeremy Little in the 26. Eighth is Brandon Zimmerman in the number 20 machine. And it looks like they will be the only trucks right now on track. Looks like we've got 8 trucks left on track there, Craig.
Yeah, the retired drivers here tonight are Kevin Winker. He's going to come home 9th, 10th. Rodney Griffin, and rounding out your field would be Brian Skidmore in the number 75. So those guys retired early here at Watkins Glen. But going back out front, Gabriel Ellison, like you said, that truck is on rails right now. That Sneak Competition Designs number 27 Toyota Tundra, making it look really easy for this DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown.
Yeah, and talk about Sneak Competition Designs. I want to give them a huge shout out for bringing this series to us every week. If you need any web design work, data analysis, or customized computer programs, definitely check them out. I mean, they can help you build your design your website, start from scratch or updating an existing site. They can analyze all your data, including setups, make your truck better drivability, improve your speed, and they also build customized computer programs. So they're highly skilled in Access and Excel, Microsoft, and they'll take your idea and make it a reality. So go check them out as well at www.sneakcompetitiondesign.com. I wanted to thank all the sponsors here that bring us this great series week after week.
Yeah, a lot of good racing we've seen all season long. Shout out to all the admins here at Thursday Night Throwdown. They do a lot of work behind the scenes, and Gabriel Ellison and Clinton Sneed. Another shout out to our producers and admins on our side of things, Steve Capel and Ryan Azell, Trevor Massetti, and Michael Sheffield, my co-host up here. I am just doing a great job making the motor turn here tonight at Watkins Glen. But Sheffield, we have about 5 laps to go. Ellison still cannot make a mistake. He has such a big lead. This race is looking like it's going to be Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, race looks like it's going to be Gabriel Ellison, barring anything out crazy or outlandish happening. But I'm still interested here in this battle. That's going to be for the second position. We're now 4 to go, and that gap has shrunk to 2.7 seconds between Forrest Bullen and Michael Garone with those 8 lap fresher tires here. As we mentioned, it's gonna be a battle down to the wire. It looks like, Craig, with him closing this gap of about a little bit over a second a lap here. So it should be closing 2 to go, maybe on the final lap here. So time is ticking down. You know, he's pushing that machine, watching that relative as much as he can, but making sure he hits those points.
Sheffield, I've been watching the 29 Michael Garone for the last 3 laps. He is pushing the 29 Ally machine to full length as we have a car spinning in turn number 1 on the exit coming up the hill. That's Clinton Sneed. A tough night for the Clinton Sneed design machine of the 49. He gets the machine rolling back up through the gearbox up the hill. Sheffield, it just can happen anywhere on this track with the rumble strips, the heavy braking zones. It's such a tough track for these drivers to execute for 45 laps.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating. He's had a great night early in the ARCA series, just a tough break, and then looks like another tough break for him here. But, you know, he's still running the 4th position. You know, he may be able to still hold on to 4th there and be able to come home, you know, with a great finish again here tonight. You know, he's in the top 3 there in the points for the series, and you know, I think these guys go into the look at these points every week in and week out and say, okay, what do I have to do? Who do I need to stay in front of? You know, what do I need to do to capitalize to get myself firmly in the points there for when the season winds down, Craig?
Clinton Sneed right now sitting in 2nd in points behind Dane Cruz, and Dane Cruz sitting in 5th, knowing that Clinton Sneed is in front of him in this race right now. And he's 4.5 seconds back, so maybe Dane Cruz is going to try to steal one from Clinton Sneed, and Clinton Sneed knows that he needs to hold him off. But right now, laps are really ticking down. 3 laps to go for your race leader, Gabriel Ellison.
Now we're down to about a 1.4 second gap. We're coming, we are at 3 to go right now here. We're down to 2 to go, so popsicle sticks are in the air. As you see, Michael Garone got a little loose there on those rumble strips, pushing that truck. He's closed it into 1.2 seconds. 2 laps around Watkins Glen Speedway, 14 turns left to go. Going to see what happens here. Gabriel Ellison pretty much got the win, the checker flag locked up, you know, barring anything crazy. All he's got to do is set his sights, drive, you know, past the hood pins here, make sure he hits his braking zones. Nothing crazy happening. He's got this one locked up.
Sheffield, these laps for Gabriel Ellison will be the most cool, calm, and collected laps that you will ever have in iRacing. You know that you have such a big gap of 15.5 seconds. But you noted earlier that Michael Garone, he was sideways out 7. He's been sideways this whole track. He's driving the heck out of that number 29 Ally machine, and he knows that his time is expiring. Trying to catch down Forrest Bullen for that P2 spot as the battle's going to start heating up coming down at turn number 6.
Yeah, Gabriel Ellison may be driving comfortably right now, relaxed, but this battle for 2nd and 3rd, neither one of these guys are driving pretty comfortable right now. As you know, the Forrest Bullen's watching that time close in. Got about an 8/10 second lead there over Michael Garone. We're going to go back up to the front as the leader now is coming on 1 lap to go, comes through turn number 1. With a 14.5 second lead. Gonna have to keep an eye here and keep an eye on the battle here for 2nd as I'm watching the times, and Bullen still has a little bit of a lead here of about a little bit over half second, almost 7/10 here, coming through the S's, coming up the uphill here, getting set up here for the bus stop. So we'll have to see what happens right through here.
Forrest Bullen in the deuce, Michael Garone in the number 29. They're making their way down the back straightaway. It's going to be a heavy braking zone right before the bus stop. You have to hit your marks right now. They both are rolling through the bus stop. The number 29 of Michael Garone really capitalizing on the bus stop. Is there going to be no Satel coming through the carousel?
Up front, though, he got the number 27, Gabriel Ellison, coming through turn 6. One turn left to go here. Comes through turn number 7. Gabriel Ellison will be taking the checkered flag here tonight. The DeltaCam.com presents Thursday night Throwdown Truck Series here from Watkins Glen. I'll take a quick look back as the battle's going to continue here. Coming through turn number 7. Last time by, 29 machine goes low, gets loose. Looks like Forrest Bullen's going to hold him off and maintain the second position. Great charge by Michael Garone, but Forrest Bullen able to hold him off there for that second spot.
Heck of a drive for Forrest Bullen, finishing second. Michael Garone in third. Clinton Sneed will come home fourth. Dane Cruz in fifth. Wade Lowe going to finish sixth. Brandon Zimmerman in seventh. 8, Jeremy Little. 9, Kevin Winker. And Ronnie Griffin, Brian Skidmore, they retired early. But your race winner here tonight at the DeltaCam.com Thursday night Throwdown is the man of the hour, Gabriel Ellison.
We'll be get a chance to talk to your top 3 as soon as we return. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll give you your top 3 interviews and also your final results here tonight from Watkins Glen. Be right back.
Folds of honor above my garage 13 years ago because 90% of spouses and children of killed or disabled U.S. service members receive no federal education assistance. Our mission has never wavered. We honor their sacrifices by educating their legacy.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Thanks to you, I will be a construction engineer.
An elementary school teacher.
Thank you for helping me fulfill my dream of going to med school.
We're able to award these scholarships because patriots like you refuse to turn your back on the cost of freedom. Join the Folds of Honor Squadron today. Your $13 a month will help ensure we never turn military families away. This is your call to duty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thanks to people like you, I know my dad is not forgotten.
To build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
All right, race fans, welcome back to the DeltaCam.com presents Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series here from Watkins Glen. We just had a conclusion there of a great race here. Gabriel Ellison able to take command here tonight early, hold on to the lead, and what a great victory for him tonight, Greg.
Yeah, great run by Gabriel Ellison. Really showed off his skills here tonight at Watkins Glen. A good run for Forrest Bullen and Michael Garone. Michael Garone just coming up a little short. Let's see if we can go down pit road and catch a word with Michael Garone in the number 29.
Michael, this is Craig and Michael up in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
So great run here tonight. We saw you battling hard all night long. Took the lead there for a while. And elected to take a late pit stop there, but hard charge there at the end. We were watching the gap there shrink lap after lap, and we were watching it close down to the final lap. How was the truck out there tonight, and how you feeling after the run here at Watkins Glen?
Yeah, had it pretty dialed in, I think. Not really a road course guy, but I really like this place, so this track kind of makes me look like I kind of know what I'm doing. Yeah, I think early on I had a little spin and kept it out of the wall. That really put me back. I think I was going to do that late strategy anyway. I like to kind of mix things up with strategy and always do something different. I knew it would be very advantageous towards the end of the race. And I looked at my relative, looked at the gap, saw it was 15 seconds with about 15 laps to go, and just gave her hell. That last run, I mean, I was as hard as I pushed all night, really, and luckily made no mistakes and just came up a little short. I was just talking to Forrest and pushed really tight through the S's on that final lap, and that was kind of the difference. And tried to, I'm sure you saw it, I tried to throttle it up coming out of the last corner and almost wrecked the thing. So just happy to come home third.
Well, me and Craig were talking about that, and we both race in Watkins Glen and any road course. Really, we're talking about we watched it get a little bit loose there, here and there. You watch that relative shrinking. You got fresher tires. And one of the hardest things to do is to watch that relative shrinking, knowing you're quicker. You want to get there. You want to catch the guy, but you don't want to overdrive it either. You did a great job here tonight of pushing the truck there to the edge. Just ran out of time there at the end. But overall, a great run for you tonight. Next week, a complete different change of pace. We're going to Chicagoland. How do you feel about that?
Last week we went to a similar track and I freaking destroyed the wall. So I'd like to say pretty optimistic. I'm usually good around the 1.5 miles where there's big in throttle time. I think Chicago is going to be similar to Kansas, where it kind of it breaks loose a little on exit, and you kind of have to drive it as the tires wear. So with that being said, as long as I don't get loose on the outside of somebody and have to overcorrect it into the wall, I think we should be all right. Hoping for a top 10 at least.
Well, we're always excited. We got the week Chicagoland, and coming into here was, we're always amped up ready for this broadcast. We got the week Chicagoland always provides some good racing. And right now is a point in time broadcast. We give you a chance to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous to the family, friends, sponsors, anybody you want to. The microphone is all yours there, Michael.
Yeah, just really shout out to a few of my buddies to actually motivate me to hop in a league. This is my first iRacing league. Done league racing on other games here and there. But yeah, just got into this and I'm really enjoying it. This is really for the experience and just getting better, racing around guys who really know what they're doing. So yeah, a lot of my buddies online that have just pushed me and motivated me to do this. Really glad I done it. And I also want to shout out to you guys, all the admins as well. I know this takes a lot of work to put together, so a big thank you for you guys putting in the hard work and letting us have some fun every Thursday night.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure, and it's honor to broadcast this league. And as you mentioned, great, respectful guys out here. Enjoy it week after week. Great racing. You never know who's going to be up front. So hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again next week, if not further along in the season here. We're gonna hope you have a great Labor Day weekend there, and hopefully get a chance to talk to you soon there, Michael.
Yeah, likewise. Have a good night, guys.
You too, buddy. Well, you heard it here first. I mean, he pushed the truck there to the edge there, Craig. He knew the limit and did a great job. Just ran up a little short there to get that second position.
Sheffield, I was watching him for about the 5 laps I did, and he was wheeling it. He was sideways coming into turn number 6, sideways coming out of turn number 7. He was pushing the limits, but not over pushing it. A great run out of that number 29, Michael Garone. But right now, we're going to go to P number 2, Forrest Bowen in the number 2. Let's see if we can go down pit road and catch a word with him. Hey, Forrest Bowen, this is Craig Burns and Michael Sheffield up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Forrest, heck of a drive to hold off Michael Garoon there in the final laps. What's going through your mind when you know that he has eight lap fresher tires than you?
Well, starting off there, it was after the round of pit stops there, I was kind of in no man's land for a lot of it, and I was feeling pretty good, and then I saw him creeping up on my relative, and he was gaining pretty dang fast. So I was just hoping I was hoping he'd run out of time, and thankfully he did, maybe with a lap or so to go.
Yeah, Forrest, you drove the wheels off that number 2 Deuce tonight. You elected to come down pit road on lap 22, a lap before Gabriel Allison, hoping for a little undercut. Was that the plan indeed?
Well, really, I knew, Gabe's really fast in these trucks and these stock cars, so I knew this is going to be the by far the closest I was going to be to him. But really, I was thinking behind me with Dane Cruz, but unfortunately, I think he got a speeding penalty or something. So I was really thinking I had him in mind that I was going to try to get out in front of him and keep that gap and maybe stretch it out a little bit. So that was kind of where my mind wasn't really on Gabe because I know he's just going to blow me out of the water anyway.
Yeah, but you did a good job tonight coming home P2 in the podium. But looking towards next week, Chicagoland, it's a mile and a half, a little bit more draft package. How are you feeling out there in Gillette, Illinois?
Well, last week was Kansas, and it was a pretty open track. And then I'm really a road racer by trade, so Watkins Glen was a fresh breath of air for me. And now it's kind of back to the challenging stuff, and I always look forward to it because I got Gabe and Clinton and Mitch. They really helped me out with a lot of stuff, and so nothing to worry about. I'm just going to get back and see if I can maybe build on this and take some of this back to the oval with me.
Yeah, the momentum for sure, and up here in the booth, we'll be rooting on all season long for us. But before we let you go and enjoy this Labor Day weekend, the mic's all yours. Anyone you'd like to shout out, thank yous, I love yous?
Yeah, I think my dad's watching, or he'll maybe watch the replay. Got Sneak Competition Design, 423 Racing. They've been a huge help to get me into something I really don't know anything about, and so it's been a lot of fun. And I've been hoping I can keep it going for the rest of the season.
Well, you heard it here first from the Blue Deuce, Forrest Bolin, as Sheffield had a really good run tonight, coming home in P2. Man, Sheffield, he really did a good job holding off Michael Garoon.
Yeah, he did a great job of could see that relative closing, and just did a good job of maintaining and not worrying about it. Just driving and hitting his braking points, and making sure he came home with that second position. Great pit strategy for him tonight. Fortunately, it paid off. But now it's time to talk to the man of the hour, the winner here tonight, Gabriel Ellison. Hey Gabriel, this is Michael and Craig up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, champ, season 1 champion, breaks it back in victory lane here tonight. You took commanding lead from the gate there and didn't look back. How was the truck out there tonight, and how was the strategy overall? We noticed you pitted a little bit later than Cruz and those guys. So how were you feeling out there tonight?
Truck was pretty good. She was definitely loose at times. I'm sure that a few people fell victim to that at some point, so had to really make sure you're paying attention, because a track like this, I mean, one mistake and it can end your race with these walls being so close to the edge of the track. So just trying to keep the thing under me, keep the tires under me. And then as far as pit strategy went, at that point, Clinton had his incidents, and I had a pretty decent gap, so I just split it right down the middle just to make sure I didn't have to spend any time on really older tires, just to minimize the chance that I spin out. So that was basically the idea there, just split it right down the middle and keep the thing clean.
Well, you definitely had the rocket ship here tonight in the truck series. As you mentioned, Watkins Glen is a challenging place to begin with, for 15, 20 laps, much less 45. But overall, I mean, a great commanding. You led every lap except for, the ones that cycled around for pit lane. But next week, complete different story going to Chicagoland. How do you feel about going to Chicago?
I'm really looking forward to that one. I think that Chicagoland, in this truck especially, and the ARCA car both, I think ever since they did the multi-groove updates a few months ago, that place race is awesome. Should have a lot of different lines going, and I think it'll be a really good race. I think that Chicagoland makes really good racing.
Yeah, we look forward to it week in and week out. As you mentioned, Chicagoland now being the multi-groove racing is going to amp the excitement up, and it's going to definitely bring a challenge with trucks being able to run and cars being able to run multiple grooves there. So we're definitely looking forward to bringing that and broadcasting it next week. But right now, at this point in time, we give you the microphone and let you give you your shout-outs, your thank yous, I love yous to your sponsors, family, friends. Microphone's all yours, Gabriel.
Yeah. thanks to Sneak Competition Design on the car at Sim Racer Hub. Thanks to everybody coming out to race tonight, and everybody that's watching. Thanks to you guys at Evolution Racing Network for putting on a good broadcast for us. And huge shout out to Delta Camshaft for being our series sponsor. And beyond that, great finish by Forrest Bull in there. That's his, I think that's his first podium. Maybe he's got a third one, but I think that's his best finish yet in the league. So huge shout out to him, and just thanks everybody for running tonight.
Well, Forrest said it was his first league he's run in, and he picked a great one to run in. Y'all do an outstanding job over here. I want to congratulate you again on your win here tonight, demanding win there at the Glen. Look forward to possibly talking to you again here. I'm pretty sure we'll in the future there, Gabriel. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and good luck going to Chicago next week. Well, what a commanding lead he held there tonight. Great guy, great run. Your season one champion. Just great race here tonight. Had a strategy coming in, Craig, and executed.
Sheffield, Gabriel Ellison has the momentum rolling, and he's going to take that into Chicagoland. I'm sure we'll be seeing him running up in the top 5 all night long there. So I'm excited to see that. But going back to this race tonight at Watkins Glen, he really was on rails. Didn't make that mistake. So good job for everyone in the 27 camp of Gabriel Ellison, Sheffield. But next week we go Chicagoland. It's a different track.
Yeah, and he mentioned multi-groove racing there. That amps up the excitement going to Chicago since they made those updates. I'm looking forward to it. I know you are, Craig. But we're going to go take a look at tonight's official results here on DeltaCam.com Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series from Watkins Glen. So you just heard the man of the hour, Gabriel Ellison, your winner here tonight in the number 27 machine. Coming home second, strong run with Forrest Bull in that number 2 machine. Third's Michael Garone in the number 29. Fourth goes to Clinton Sneed in the number 49 machine. Fifth goes to Dane Cruz in the number 46.
Coming home 6th in the number 34 is Wayne Lowe. Coming home 7th in the number 20 is Brandon Zimmerman. Coming home 8th in the number 26 is Jeremy Little. Coming home 9th in the number 42 is Kevin Winker. Rounding out your top 10 in the number 97 is Rodney Griffin. And rounding out your field tonight at Watkins Glen for the Delta Camp Thursday Night Throwdown is Brian Skidmore, the number 75.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in here to Evolution Racing Network on YouTube. You can check us out on Facebook as well. Like and follow us there on both YouTube and Facebook, and you'll be notified when we go live next time. Look forward to next week at Chicagoland. Same night, Thursday night, around 7:45. We'll bring your start the broadcast there on your ARCA series, and around 9:25 will be your truck race next week. Look forward to seeing you everybody here next week. For Craig Burns, this is Michael Sheffield in the ERN booth. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy your time with friends and family, and look forward to seeing you all next week.
Have a safe and happy weekend. Enjoy the Labor Day, and cheers, boys.